Hello, and welcome back to Average Home Theater. This is Nelson. Thanks for coming back. My first video was a little rough and I was a little nervous, but hopefully we can get a little bit better result out of this one. So today we're going to talk about The Hunt. It came out in 2020. It stars Hilary Swank and Betty Gilpin, whom I had never heard of until I watched this movie. I looked her up and she's in that Netflix show Glow, so that kind of makes me want to watch it now because she is brilliant in this movie. It's loosely based off of the world's most dangerous game, and they've made several movies based on this story. People hunting people, right? So surviving the game with Ice-T back in the 90s, as well, a Hard Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So this has been done before, but the issue with this movie, they use the political climate, of what was going on in politics as the vehicle. So in the trailer, they talk, it's elites, let's just say elites, hunting deplorables. Well, that didn't really go over too well, as you can imagine. And even I was very skeptical because of that. I mean, it still is tense, but it was very tense, 2 years ago. So it got delayed because of that. And when it finally released in like March of 2020, it was supposed to release in 2019, COVID happened. And I think it was only out a couple of weeks maybe, and the theater shut down. So then it got a on-demand release and went to video, and I just don't think a lot of people watched it. And I can understand because I was in that same boat, but this movie is brilliant. And it's satire. It is not meant to be taken seriously. And it's making fun of the political climate is what it's doing. It's not making fun of one more than the other. It kind of makes fun of both of them and kind of how ridiculous things can get on social media and whatnot. So I love it. The action scenes are just really good. The special effects are really, really good. It's beautiful. It's beautifully shot. I don't know what kind of camera they used. It must have been digital because it's clean. The sound is good. It's good surround sound mix. It sounded okay. Nothing, it's not spectacular, but it gets the job done. But it's crisp and it just looks really good. And when I'm watching a popcorn movie, because that's what I'll call it, that's what I want. I want something that looks really beautiful, has good action, good special effects. The acting is really good. You wouldn't think that in a movie like this that the acting would be as good as it is, but there's a lot of people you've seen and heard of that are in it. You may not know their names, just like I can't regurgitate their names, but these are people that I've seen in multiple different things, TV shows and movies, and they're all really good. So the pacing, it's only 90 minutes long. It gets right to it. You don't have to wait long for things to start happening, and it is really good. So if you had reservations about watching it because of the political aspect, just take it from me, that is not an issue. It is done, I guess as tastefully as it can be because of what it is, but it's great. I think anybody would enjoy this movie. If you watch it for what it is, you will understand and say, Nelson was right. It's not what everybody made it out to be, and it's very good. So that's my spoiler-free review on it, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And the only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because of the fact that they used politics as the vehicle in a very tense political climate. If they were to do it now, or maybe in a couple of years, I don't think anybody would have that much of an issue with it. But because of everything that was going on at the time, it probably was in a little poor taste to do it, but it's not as bad as you think. And I really enjoyed it. So give it a watch, and I promise you will enjoy it. Now we're going to move on to spoilers. So this is your warning. you know, the plot, the elitist, you know, with they start a text group, right? A text chain with all their friends, and they're joking about the manor and the hunt, let the hunt begin, and all hail the manor or whatever. You know, we're gonna hunt some deplorables and all of that. So that's the first thing you see, right? You see this woman typing, and you're like, wow, is this real? You know, and that's all they give you. Then there's an airplane scene. You know, one of the, I guess, huntees, deplorables, wakes up, has no idea where he is on the plane, and you have all of these elitists, you know, on the plane, and they don't really know what to do. It's like, he's awake, he shouldn't be awake. And, you know, what happens, that doctor, oh, just lay down, and he stabs him in the neck. I mean, the movie's wild, you know, and it's meant to be. So that's why I was saying in the spoiler-free section, don't take it seriously, because it's not, you know. Hilary Swank comes in and, you know, puts a high heel shoe in his eyeball. I mean, the movie is just great. It's supposed to be silly. It's supposed to be fun, and it takes it to the right level, and it's a blast. You know, but then of course, y'all, you know, I'm guessing you've seen it if you're watching a spoiler section, but you know, they all get fired because this text chain, you know, it gets leaked, and that's why they decided they were really going to do it, because turns out it was just a joke. And the people they decided to hunt, these, you know, like the guy on the plane and everyone else, they handpicked them by social media accounts, you know, things they said on Twitter, things they said on YouTube, and it's kind of funny because it's ridiculous. They say, oh, these people cost us our jobs, and now we're really gonna hunt and kill them. I mean, it's so much fun. I don't know how else to say it. So when they get, the people start to wake up, right? You know, you have the airplane scene that I talked about, and everybody starts to wake up. They have gags in their mouths. They have no idea where they are. They see the other people, and they don't know them. You know, there's no connection between them, other than apparently they all made a big deal about this hunt, that they were, oh, you see, it's true. We told you it was true. It was a conspiracy theory apparently before that. So they wake up, and there's this big crate, and they open the crate. There's weapons in it, a key to unlock the gags. What's going on? You got Emma Roberts, who you think, okay, she's the first one to wake up, right? You see in her perspective, I guess she's going to be the star. And then boom, they blow her face off. And I mean, between the high heel shoe and that, I mean, the tone has been set for this movie. You know what you're watching. You know what you're getting into. And it's a blast. The main character, Betty Gilpin, who her name ends up being Crystal, you know, if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. She is bad to the bone. I mean, without her, the movie probably isn't as good as it is. You know, yeah, it's silly. The premise was good. The special effects and all that's fine and dandy, and that all makes for a really good movie. But when you have a character as good as Crystal, it just brings it over the top. And she was phenomenal. And a buddy of mine watched it with me, and he said, man, she would have made a great Sonya Blade. And I was like, you know, you're right. She would have been way better than the girl that played Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat. I mean, that girl was okay, but Betty Gilpin would have been phenomenal. Her facial expressions that she makes, her delivery of lines, her physicality. I mean, she pulls it off, man. I mean, she kind of scares me a little bit. She's awesome. So you have all that chaos, and all these people are dying, like Emma Roberts and the guy from This Is Us or whatever that TV series he's in. I thought maybe he was going to be a major player. Boom, he gets blown up. So you don't know what to expect, right? You're okay. So who's the star? What's going on? And it's not until the gas station scene where that becomes really apparent that it's going to be Crystal. You know, that older couple kills those three goofballs, and says that great line, oh, and global warming is real, and, you know, shoots the guy in the face. It's fantastic. So she comes in, she realizes something isn't right, jumps the counter, takes care of business, and you're like, okay, I guess it's her. So it leads her to meeting up with another guy. I think his name in the movie is, in the credits, is Shut the Fuck Up Gary, which I think is brilliant. They get on a train, and she's starting to figure out, okay, we're not in America, we're in a different country, and she figures that out, you know, with the Croatians, and a fake U.S. Embassy guy comes pick him up. She figures it out, and in the way she disposes of him, kicking him out of that car. I mean, it's, like I said, her performance, I can't express it enough. And the rest of the movie, without, I guess, giving the whole thing away, in case you're watching and you're like, you know, I wasn't going to watch it, so I won't spoil the entire thing. But the final fight, the way they wrap it up, I mean, everything is just top notch. They did a really, really good job with this movie. And it's why I'm so enthusiastic about it. I want people to watch it. You know, I'm going to stick with my 9 out of 10, only because of, you know, maybe they could have gone a different route with how they chose who was going to hunt who. But it's been done so many times, that was probably the easiest way for them to do something different, you know? So this movie, I'm putting together just a small list, maybe of 5 movies that I think are the most underrated movies that you've probably never watched. And this is definitely on there. So I'm going to put that video together soon, and I hope that you tune in to watch it. And with that, thanks again. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it, and catch you on the next one. Bye.